Podemos ver la Catedral de la Purísima. Aquí no solamente se le pide a Dios, también
But heartbreaking loss UCF suffered at the hands of Duke and the refs. Plus, on a lighter note, baseball is almost back, and we got some important MLB topics to discuss and debate. Hitting the Field starts now.
Things gon' change when I really hit the field. Undefeated chance, man, you know what's the deal. Tryna find a kid, I'm in the field doing drills. Boy, you just a sucker, you ain't never keep it real. 3 rings in my hand, I'm a warrior to the max. When I hang it up, they gon' have to give me plaques. Step up in the building and I only bring the facts. When I make a highlight, they gon' replay, run it back, okay? Always locked in, now I don't got time to lax. Saying he the best, he could take a lap. Batted 1,000 when you check your stats. Boy, is you ready? You ain't gotta ask.
Good afternoon and welcome to another edition of Hitting the Field. I am your host, Mark Tavilla, and joining me today for his second appearance on the show is Tyler Fellerman. How are you doing, man?
I'm good. A little rough
you,
after that UCF loss last night, but
I think we all are, bro.
Yeah.
I think we all are. Well, let's go ahead and get started. From UC Irvine beating Kansas State to Tennessee barely ousting Iowa, March Madness has been living up to its name, and so far it has not disappointed. Let's start off the segment by saying how proud we are at Hitting the Field as our men's basketball team competed to the very last second against the overall #1 seed, the Duke Blue Devils. A win would have been the team's first Sweet 16 appearance in program history. Aubrey Dawkins shifted into high gear by dropping 32 points. Taco Fall looked dominant before fouling out late in the second half, and BJ Taylor came alive when the team needed him the most. So Tyler, what does this season mean for UCF as a program going forward? Is this year's team the best in program history?
I mean, it's a tough loss that you're going to have to take, but moving forward, I think it's a good learning experience for our program. Best team that we've ever had? I think so. We've never had a player like Aubrey Dawkins, never had a player like Taco Fall, never had a coach like Johnny Dawkins. So first win for our program in the tournament, got to be the best team of all time for us.
Oh, 100%. You know, this is something that we really as UCF fans and UCF students have to appreciate. Like, this is something that we weren't even really expecting. Like, obviously when we were playing as well as we did in the regular season, we were hoping for that bid. And obviously when we won against Houston at home, at their home, obviously, it was really something we were looking forward to. But for years we were looking at just these NIT bids.
Yep.
We were just looking for just basically, you know, our next participation trophy almost in NCAA basketball. But you know what? We have a real chance now because we have become a school that is really showcasing its talents in sports and athletics in general. And we're on the map now.
Yep.
So
Really hope Dawkins comes back next year. So I think we got a bright future.
We'll see what he does. I mean, he's an older, he's a redshirt junior.
Redshirt junior because he got hurt last year.
He's 24 years old. So, you know, we got some talent that that's gonna be leaving us in general. Obviously, Taco and BJ leaving us is a pretty big deal.
It's gonna be a tough one.
It's gonna be a tough one, and the defense is gonna have to figure out what they need to do. But I think we can come back in the next couple of years or so to make it back for another bid.
For sure.
Well, the NCAA tournament is a place where teams across the nation boost their resume each year. They are loaded with talent to battle it out for one goal, the national championship trophy. The #1 seeds are usually the favorites to win it all, but we have seen from years prior that some have fallen short. Lower seeds also have potential to represent their school in the Final Four like last year's Loyola Chicago team. One wonders what team is the hottest in the tournament right now. Tyler, which team has impressed you the most so far?
You asked me for one, I'm going to give you two. Purdue and Auburn.
Alrighty.
I think those two teams right now are the hottest two teams in the tournament. Auburn is coming off 2 big wins. They have Bryce Brown and Jalen Harper, who I think are the best 2-guard tandem in the tournament.
Really?
And then you also have a Purdue team who has Carson Edwards, 26 points in the first round, 42 against a Villanova team, and they are hitting the 3, and that's what they're best at. They shot 53% from the 3 against Villanova, and if they keep doing that, I don't know anyone that can stop them.
Well, you know, it's really something impressive. You see these two teams coming in and playing the way they are against teams like Villanova, obviously, a known powerhouse in the tournament. Like that. But, you know, I don't know. I would say, like, I can see some people being on the Auburn hype train as well. You see on, I forget what channel it was. He's usually on NBA TNT, but Barkley with the little the little corner he's got going on with the he's got the Auburn
flag, his
balloons and flags and everything sitting in the corner. Everyone's usually like want to try to be the most like.
Gotta hop on that Charles Barkley hype train. But
100%.
no, the Auburn team is looking very good. They had a close game against New Mexico State, but then when they came out against Kansas, nobody was slowing them down. They took that lead and kept with it. They're one of the fastest teams in the NCAA, and I could see them beating North Carolina.
Awesome, man. Well, some good picks. Now, the Sweet 16 is turning out to be something special. You have games like LSU versus Michigan State and UNC versus Auburn. Of course, the winners punch their tickets to the Elite Eight, where things get a little bit more competitive. Speaking of potential upsets, Tyler, which team has the chance to pull off an upset in the round of 16?
Well, I gave you Purdue. They could end up upsetting Tennessee. I gave you Auburn. They could end up upsetting UNC. But if you want a real upset, look at that Virginia-Oregon game. Virginia is now on a 10-game win streak, and they are playing defense better than anybody in the country. 2 almost 20-point games. Peyton Pritchard has got, I think, 19, 8, and 5 in their first-round matchup, 18, 7, and 4 in the next game. They just are on a streak that I don't know if anyone can slow them down, especially against a Virginia team who we've seen struggle in the tournament before. I could easily see Oregon upsetting them.
Well, I mean, it seems like Virginia's been on this just like run for revenge after what happened last year. Obviously, you have a team like UMBC beat them, which is arguably in recent history, in sports history, is one of the biggest upsets ever. I remember I was literally called by my brother at one point, just like, Mark, you need to turn on the TV and watch this and witness history. It's ridiculous stuff. So that's all the time we have to talk March Madness. But when we come back, we will be discussing some Major League Baseball. It's almost here. You won't want to miss this. Stick around, guys.
Jeffrey, attorney at law. Has your favorite team ever left you feeling sad, disappointed, or even a little angry? Don't you feel like you should be compensated for it? Just take a look at these real testimonials from my real clients. After Tyrod Taylor led the Bills to the playoffs for the first time in 17 years, I was the happiest I'd ever been. And then the Bills traded him, and I wanted to die. But thanks to Dave, I found my will to live again. Yo, Kevin Durant's a bitch. When he said his mom was the MVP, I was so pissed. He put up 30 a game, not her. Same time, I knew my boy Dave would be able to get me some quick cash. Thanks, Dave Jeffrey. I've helped millions of people, and chances are I might be able to help you too.
I hate David Jeffries. My whole family died in a car crash, but he gave all my money away to a Saints fan because of some blown pass interference call. Thanks, Dav.
Aren't you mad when KD went to the Warriors?
Nah, that's pretty chill. Give me a call at 888-888-888, crying emoji, and I can fix your sports misery too.
Please call the number on your screen today if you are experiencing any grief, sadness, or even if another fan has hurt your feelings. All you have to do is provide your credit card number, the 3 silly digits on the back, and the expiration month and year. This is not a scam. Derp-de-derp.
Good morning, fellas, except for Andre.
KG in the building.
James Harden is a stat pack.
That is not, you're right.
It's the best score.
He has 120 straight points. Bro, 120 straight points now. He doesn't pass.
All right, let's do this. Let's get down to business, guys.
He's like, you still got Aaron Gordon, PJ Tucker, and them boys. Come on now. What about Carlos? You want to go back?
Tom Brady kisses the sun. Facts.
I think it's kind of special, though.
What? What are you talking about, man? Crazy, man. Don't ever say that. This is your dad kissing? What are you talking about?
Welcome back to Hitting the Field. I am now joined by Charlie Reyes and Jeremy Brener. Gentlemen, how are we doing today?
So excited that baseball's back.
It's almost here, dude. Thursday, dude. I can't wait. Jeremy, what do you think?
Waiting for this. We've been
waiting.
This
Man.
is the first time.
Matchup of 2019. Let's ride. All right, let's jump right into the MLB. Just last Tuesday, Mike Trout made professional sports history by signing a $430 million contract for the next 12 years, which is basically making him an Angel for life. Now, guys, is Mike Trout worth the most expensive contract in sports history. Charlie, what do you think?
Yes, Mike Trout is definitely worth the money for the simple fact of he's been in the All-Star game all 7 years. He's came in the league. Also, he's two-time MVP, two-time All-Star MVP. And last 2 years, he's had the best OPS in the whole MLB. Just completely most consistent player in the MLB year in, year out. Even when he's hurt, his average is way above everybody else's. He's literally the heart and soul of the Angels right now.
You don't see a player like this
No, not at
very
all.
often. Man.
Fast, humble. He's great.
He's really something special. Jeremy, what do you think about Mike Trout?
Fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. That's the Angels right now.
Yeah.
Shame on the Angels, man.
Shame on the Angels.
Shame on the Angels, yeah. Didn't they learn their lesson when Albert Pujols signed his 10-plus year contract? And look at him now. He's at the bottom part of that deal right now.
Yeah.
And he's a shell of what he used to be. Mike Trout, the last year in this contract, 2030. Can you tell me what 2030 is going to look like?
So what you're saying, you're just trying to make an argument that they could have, saved a
Could
little
have given him less years.
I don't understand how you can forecast how Mike Trout's going to be. Mike Trout's an excellent player.
Hey, dude,
He's an
this
excellent
man
player.
is like
not-
this isn't like generational now. This is like millennia
This is
talent.
yes.
This
Mike Trout
dude is amazing.
Is one of the top 5 to 10 greatest players the MLB has ever seen.
Yes, for sure.
But when he's 40, is he going to be that guy that's worth, however $20-30 million a year?
I think the
I don't
MLB
think
just
so.
plays this game where it's like if somebody's not gonna if we're not gonna give them the money, somebody else will, and they don't want to lose their once in a lifetime players for sure.
Yeah, no. Well, only time will tell. We'll see what happens. So those are some great answers, and I'm sure time will tell. But this Thursday marks the first day of the MLB season. Just 148 days ago, my own Boston Red Sox won their 4th World Series in the last 15 years. With big names like Manny Machado, let's just get the history made right there, and Bryce Harper on the move this offseason. I want to know what you're looking forward to the most on opening day, and which team excites you the most outside of your own. Jeremy, what do you think?
I can't wait for the Mets to start their winning streak. And then,
Please.
Well, they were 9-1 last year, and then they were out of it by
I'm
June.
excited to see Cano back in New York. That's
yeah,
cool.
Cano's back in New York. That's fun. Manny Machado, I'm excited to see him. And it's just new. It's fresh, And I'm also excited to see the Astros trying to repeat. Or trying to get their second in 3 years. They got the Rays. That's a good matchup. Astros-Rays to start the season.
Snell.
Yeah. Blake Snell.
Yeah.
He got that new contract too.
I'm excited to see the Rockies play. Like Arenado got that big contract. Charlie Blackmon, amazing guy, and Daniel Murphy's there. Hopefully Daniel Murphy, plays better than he played last year. I'm excited to see him play. I think he's gonna be more comfortable. I feel like there's gonna be less pressure on him. I feel like when he was in the Nationals, there's a lot of pressure over there. When he went to the Cubs, even more pressure to try to win that division. I think when the Rockies, it's wide open in NL West. So I think Daniel Murphy, will probably get back to how he was back in 2015. With
You also have Paul Goldschmidt with the Cardinals.
That
There's
too.
a lot of new
Yes,
faces,
yes.
new places. Michael Brantley's in Houston.
Yeah.
I'm really excited about that. And
I'm excited to see Bregman
this
this year.
It's a lot of freshness, man. It's a lot of fresh stuff, and I'm ready to get going.
There's a ton of variability. There's a ton of players that we're excited to see. It's going to be. I think it's going to be a great season.
It's gonna be a great season. Hopefully everybody stays healthy and we get to see the best baseball all year.
I like those answers. And with 162 games in a season, anything can happen. But let's jump into the AL. The Houston Astros are looking to put together another AL West title year. The Red Sox, Yankees, and Rays are set to battle out to top the East, and hopefully we can get more than one team over 500 in the Central this year. In the American League, tell me which division is the strongest from top to bottom, Charlie.
Easily, AL East is the strongest division. Yankees and Red Sox won over 100 games. Yankees won 100 games. Red Sox won 108. I think with the Red Sox rotation is still deadly, and they still got a beast middle of the lineup. But their bullpen is a problem. You lost Joe Kelly, you lost Craig Kimbrell. They pitched 128 innings last season. You're gonna miss that, and let's see how you guys react to that. I think this year it's finally Yankees are gonna finally take the crown in the division this year.
I wouldn't expect you to answer any different.
I think the Rays this year is gonna be. I think the Rays are really wishy-washy. Blake Snell probably will have a pretty decent year, but I don't think they. I would like to see them in the wild card.
Let's be real here.
What?
The Rays are not competing in this.
They're not
division.
going to win. I don't think they're going to win 90 games.
It's unfortunate. It's really
I don't think they're going to win
They
90
are,
games.
and that because they're in the AL East. I mean, if the Yankees or the Red Sox do not win the AL title this year, something's up.
Someone's up, or you never know
Yeah.
who the Rays really have. Like, I mean, they prove that they can at least get 90 wins with the players that they have, comparatively to these big contracts.
But can they do it again? That's
can
the
they do it
question.
again?
And I don't think they can.
I don't think they can either.
We'll see. It's gonna be a race. We'll see what happens between those two teams.
Interesting.
But we'll never know. Over in the NL, we should expect to see a 4-team race in the East. Manny Machado makes his debut in a slightly competitive NL West, and finally, all 5 teams in the Central should be strong teams this season if they stay healthy. I need to know which division in the NL is the strongest. Jeremy, what's your take?
I like the Central, but I love the East. I love the East.
People are saying the East,
and it's not even the Mets. It's literally the Phillies and the Braves.
Yeah.
And I really,
I
they're
see that.
both young. They both have
Young
freshness
teams,
about them.
brand new,
I like Acuna. I like Freddie Freeman. See what they do. They have a young rotation.
Yeah, for
and
sure.
the Phillies, obviously, Bryce Harper there, Rhys Hoskins, and Andrew McCutchen is there too. So there's a chance for the East to be exciting down the stretch with those two teams. I'm excited. Like, if the question is what's the strongest division, I think it's maybe the Central. But
Definitely
I think the East
Central.
is the most exciting division.
Okay,
If that
all
makes
right.
sense.
I got you.
There's some younger stuff there,
I would like to see Harper have a big year, but I think definitely the most not exciting, but the deepest division is definitely the Central. Starting off with just the Cubs and the Cubs and the Brewers, they both won 95 games last year, tied. I love seeing the tiebreaker games. I love seeing games go down to the wire. I feel like the Cubs, they really need to step it up. I think late game hitting and situational hitting. But I think Rizzo, Bryant, and Baez, and they're gonna.
I think they got a lot of opportunities still.
They do.
I think they still have a chance to be able to take that division and take it far in the playoffs.
I think they just need to really put the foot on the pedal. That's what I really think.
And I think they should. I think they should. They got a lot of competition now with the Brewers, but
they
we'll
definitely do. The Brewers are doing.
It's not just the Brewers too. The Cardinals.
The Cardinals with Paul Goldschmidt.
There's a lot of competition.
There's
a lot of competition. I'm sorry, guys. I know it's heated, but we got to get back to all the time we had left for the segment, which we really don't. But don't go anywhere, because after a quick commercial break, we'll be back to bring you our way too early predictions of the upcoming MLB season. Stick with us, guys. You don't want to miss it.
This year, Hidden Field bringing back the most anticipated episode of the year, the HTF Draft Show, with the all-new format. And what may be that new format, you might ask?
This year, we're doing something totally different. We are featuring a new sidewall for player breakdown and other analysis.
We'll also have live computer graphics with the ticker that shows the picks right when they happen. We'll also have brand new pre-recorded segments. It's an experience you won't want to miss.
That's right, man. And last but certainly not least, we'll have 6 camera angles because we care about the viewer experience. Might I add that we'll have 16 panelists giving their analysis during the draft.
We will be live on April 25th at 8 p.m. and will be hosted by yours truly. We hope y'all tune in.
See you there.
Yo, guys, I can't even imagine what it's like to be a Saints fan right now.
Dude,
I'd be so
guys,
mad.
I can't believe that ridiculous no call.
Bro, I'm puzzled. If they would have made that call, who do you think would have been in the Super Bowl? The Saints would have been in the Super Bowl. Come on now.
The refs, they need to be punished.
Oh, hey guys. Did you see my missed call last week? Could have sent that team to the championship. I guess not.
I can't take this anymore.
What's up with this guy?
Welcome back, guys, to HTF. We are back, obviously, with Jeremy Brener and Charlie Reyes to give us their way too early predictions for the MLB season. Last year, Christian Yelich shocked everyone by winning his first MVP award in his first season with the Milwaukee Brewers. This season, the race appears to be wide open yet again with several names in the mix. Jeremy, who do you think takes it home this season?
You want to hear a wonderful phrase?
Mm-hmm.
Acuna Matata. Ronald Acuna is winning the NL MVP this year. He is. That is a pretty, it could happen. He's very young. I think he's, 20?
Yeah.
I'm as old as Ronald Acuna, which is kind of crazy. Like, look at what I've done, and look at what he's about to do.
He's
about to win the NL MVP, and I'm on hitting the field. I mean, I can't complain.
That's basically the same kind of accomplishment.
I mean, I'm basically as successful as Ronald Acuna.
I would say.
But I really like what he can bring as a bat. He's a leadoff hitter, can hit for contact. He can hit for over 300, and he can also hit 25, 30 homers. And look, if you win a batting title on a team that's number one, I think is going to be number one in the NL East, they got a shot. I think Acuna, but there's so many guys that can win it, like Arenado. Juan Soto is someone I also really like in Washington. And you got so many guys. Goldschmidt in St. Louis. And you got Rizzo and Bryant. This is a wide open race.
You got contributions from someone young like that. It's really important. And you see, like, last season, like, what he was managing to do. Like, I think he's going to play a really important piece for them. And I just think, in general, you have to put him on the conversation. Charlie, what do you think?
I think definitely Arenado. I think the Rockies are going to be big this year, so I think Arenado is going to be a big bat for them in the middle of the lineup. You know, third base, he's easily one of the best third basemen in the game. I see him, hitting over 35 home runs, 100-plus RBIs to take his team and to the NL pennant. So I think him or Javier Baez. Javier Baez had a big year last year. I see another big year again for him this year.
I'm seeing a lot of Cubs here.
The Cubs are like the Astros. The Cubs have so many guys that could win it. They probably have the most guys that can win it.
It's a lot of these
Javier
power
Baez
teams
gets
with
stronger
giants.
and stronger every year. And
they're just deep.
Yeah, exactly. It's great.
Yeah.
Well, it is not just the NL with an exciting MVP race this season. The AL will boast its fair share of contenders as well. Mookie Betts has a chance to repeat. We'd love that. But guys like Mike Trout, obviously, Jose Ramirez, or Alex Bregman have the chance to snatch the crown. Charlie, who do you got?
As much as I love guys like Francisco Lindor, I think he's one of the best shortstops in the game. Carlos Correa, Jose Altuve, I love those guys. But this year, I really think Aaron Judge is going to have a chip on his shoulder after like he had he's kind of injured last year a little bit. He felt like he didn't do as much as he could for his team. I think he's going to come out this year, and it's going to be very similar to his rookie year. Like 40-plus home runs, middle of the lineup. He's really going to be big for the Yankees this year. I feel it.
He's just a dominant force in general. It's this massive dude just hitting
him
bombs.
and Staring are coming off great spring training seasons. It's going to be a good year.
Jeremy, what do you think?
I've got an announcement to make, guys.
Announcement.
I'm pregnant.
Oh my God.
Yeah, I'm pregnant. Alex Bregman's winning the MVP this year, and look. Last year you saw like he was kind of taking the rise.
Yeah,
Jose Altuve won it in 2017, but last year Bregman was the best player on the Astros.
He was
He was their best hitter, their most consistent hitter,
clutch as well.
Honestly, I think he just gets more confident every year. And this new $100 million contract that he just got, I think
more fuel to the fire.
Honestly, I'm pregnant. Are you pregnant, Mark?
See, I was gonna say that's a good point, but I've been literally just kind of been stuck on that pun you've been saying, and I'm just
that's kind of my job. I have to
be.
Your
job.
And
it's
especially when it comes
definitely in the job description.
I don't know.
I mean, you doing this, it proves why you and Acuna are basically the same person.
Basically,
right.
And yeah, Alex Bregman's Jewish. I'm Jewish. I'm basically Alex Bregman at this point.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Wow, this is really something. The World Series is only a mere 7 months away, but it will be here before you know it. Jeremy, can the Red Sox repeat, or will a challenger unseat Boston? Be very careful with how you answer this question, or I don't care. I won the World Series.
Let's be real.
Myself.
Yeah.
Apologies.
But let's be real. If your team doesn't win the World Series, or if my team doesn't win the World Series,
who else?
It's crazy. The winner, the World Series winner is going to be either the Red Sox, the Yankees, or the Astros.
The trophy should run through the AL.
Those are the three best teams in the whole league. And it's not even close.
It's not even
close. But I'm going to tell you this, and it may come across as biased, but here's why the Astros are going to win the World Series this year.
Okay, go ahead.
You
lost Keuchel,
the Yankees,
so no.
But I'm just saying, we still got Garrett Cole, we still got Justin Verlander.
You do.
The Red Sox lost Kimbrel. The Yankees,
and Joe Kelly,
did they make any acquisitions over the offseason?
Paxton.
They got James Paxton.
That helps.
All right.
Helps the rotation.
But here's the thing. Michael Brantley is with the Astros now. And that is the most underrated signing of the entire offseason. People are looking at Harper, people are looking at Machado, people at Goldschmidt. But Michael Brantley is going to hit behind Alex Bregman, going to hit behind Jose Altuve. He's going to have a chance to go for so many RBIs. He was hurt in Cleveland, and that's why it didn't work out there. But we took him away from Cleveland. That's a subtraction from Cleveland, but it's not just a subtraction from Cleveland. It's a subtraction from Boston and from New York. It's just another bat in the already lethal lineup for them. 1 through 9, they have the best lineup. In my opinion, they have the best lineup.
I think all three teams have not only great acquisitions they've made, but they also have great farm systems in general.
For sure.
What would you say about the Yankees as well?
The Yankees definitely got a good farm system, especially with these young guys. They held the load a lot last year when guys like Judge, Stanton, and Sanchez are having bad seasons. I don't know. Yankees, still won 100 games when these guys were having subpar seasons. Judge, especially Sanchez. Sanchez hit 189. Like, he was terrible last year, and we still won 100 games. So I think if Sanchez gets his act together, if Stanton gets his act together, and if Judge stays healthy, I think we're easily going to win the pennant.
I think it's just really important between these three teams, like I said, with these farm systems and these kids that you don't even really remember. Like the Red Sox as well, they have a problem with their bullpen. But there's also pitchers you don't even think about, like Tyler Thornburg and Ryan Brazier, who had a pretty underrated season in general. That man clawed his way to get to the MLB.
But the question is, are you going to trade these guys at the trade deadline for potential prospects? So like Clint Frazier. Is a guy that they can trade to another team to get someone like a veteran at the end, or like what they did with Justice Sheffield. They traded him to Seattle so they could get James Paxton.
Exactly.
The question is, are they going to use those top 4A guys, and are they going to trade them to get veterans?
I think the Yankees they're really betting on the future, and they want to stay under the luxury tax.
We'll see. It's a difficult situation. They got a lot of big contracts in general with all three teams, so we'll see what happens. It's going to be one of these three teams needs to showcase what they can do because they obviously have the talent.
Exactly.
In the National League, the Dodgers have represented the league in the World Series for the past 2 seasons. But with a shakeup in the team's core and with Manny Machado and Yasiel Puig no longer on the roster, LA's status as the team to beat in the NL is in jeopardy. Charlie, can the Dodgers three-peat, or is another team on the rise?
Dodgers cannot three-peat for the simple fact of you blew up your team to try to get Harper, and what'd you get? Nothing. You got nothing. They got nothing in return. You got Bellinger trying to do everything for the team. Bellinger just came off a bad season. He hit 14 home runs less than his rookie season, about 15 RBIs, and he played 30 more games. And I think he only hit 260. 260 is not gonna help the Dodgers win. And they didn't. I think they had one of the poorest off seasons this year. They traded away Wood. Come on, you still got
I'll be
Hill.
interested to see if Seager can come back.
Yeah,
and be the same guy. And I don't think it will.
And Turner's always hurt.
It's really
all the
hard
time.
to win 2, NL championships in a row. It's
Yeah.
incredibly hard to win 3.
Who do you think takes it then from?
Dark horse candidate, the Cardinals.
Okay,
I
all right.
love Paul Goldschmidt as a signing, and they won 41 of their last 69 games last year.
I love Carlos
They were on the
Martinez.
rise. They were close to getting there. They had a very last minute slip up, but I really like what the Cardinals have. Their pitching is getting up there.
Yeah.
It's they have so many veteran guys too that it's a well built team that I don't think people are really paying much attention to.
You got a ton of teams in the NL. It could be
it's a wide open race.
It's a wide open race.
I could see the Cubs, the Brewers, the Rockies, anyone.
NL
Braves.
wide open race. AL
It's
should
one of these 3.
Yeah.
really should be one of these 3. Well,
But nah,
I for one cannot wait for Thursday for opening day. But that is all the time we have for baseball talk today, guys. I want you to check out my just depressing Gronk night vision on our Twitter page at Hitting the Field. By the way, very random shift, but yesterday was a tough day for me in general. We got to talk about it. Be sure to follow us on Twitter and Instagram. You can also subscribe to our YouTube page and mark your calendars.
That's him, yeah.
That's my name. The annual HTF Draft Show is just 1 month away on Thursday, April 25th at 8 p.m. But we will be back at the same time next week. Tune in Monday at 12:15 from inside the Nicholson studio at UCF. He's Charlie Reyes. He's Jeremy Brener. And I am Mark Tavilla. We'll see you all next week. Love you guys.
Keep it real. 3 rings in my hand, I'm a warrior to the max. When I hang it up, they gon' have to give me plaques. Step up in the building and I only bring the facts. When I make a highlight,